What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Shawn Showtime Porter. Shawn Porter said this, and it was very interesting that he made this projection. He said that he thinks Terence Crawford is too much for Errol Spence. Wow. He feels that Errol Spence should make that fight with Bud, like everybody thinks. Now, do we think that Errol Spence is ducking? See, I'm not sure if he's necessarily ducking at this point, but I'm definitely know that he is not. He doesn't have the same energy of fighting Terence Crawford that Terence Crawford has of fighting him, definitely. And for the record, Shawn Porter and Terence Crawford were, before the quarantine issue started, they were talking about meeting up to discuss a possible fight together, to have a massive showdown between Shawn Porter and Terence Crawford. Now, what Shawn Porter said, I agree on, but I have my own reasons why I agree versus Shawn's. See, people that hate on Shawn for saying what he said about Terence Crawford defeating Errol Spence or being too much for Errol Spence, that could be based off of the fact that he fought Errol Spence, right? Because, hey, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. But in the same token, if Shawn Porter fought Terence Crawford and he beat Terence Crawford, that doesn't really mean that Terence Crawford is going to lose to Errol Spence just because Shawn Porter fought him. You know, because Shawn Porter has a rugged, rough, in-your-face, relentless, aggressive, fighting with punches and bunches type of style. Whereas those two guys don't fight like that. Errol Spence is aggressive, but he's not as aggressive as Shawn Porter, right? And vice versa. Just because Terence Crawford beats Shawn Porter doesn't mean he's going to beat Errol Spence. The styles make the fight. Okay, you can't base two other fighters and then take two other fighters and then okay, and these guys based on these guys win or these guys outcome. You can't compare that to another two fighters outcome, right? That doesn't make sense. You can't take that same fighter and he's not going to fight that person that whatever the result was, he's not going to fight him the same way. Okay, so it may be biasness, or he might just be, honestly speaking of, because he's been in there with Errol Spence and he feels that Errol Spence is not. My thing is, my counterpunch to Shawn Porter is, it would be better if you made an assessment between when you fought both fighters. Then you could say, well, no, I think he was a little quicker doing this, and compared to fighting me, they would have gave me problems. But fighting each other, that remains to be seen. I'm just going about what I see versus the competition. Terence Crawford has too many dynamics for Errol Spence, in my opinion. Errol Spence is a big guy. He's ready to bang. He's ready to trade punches or whatever. He's tough. But at the end of the day, if you start getting hit with punches that you don't see, like Kell Brook was hitting him with those pot shots, then they were kind of giving him problems, throwing his balance off and stuff like that. Him stumbling into the corner, and Kell Brook is a guy that he kind of fights off the crowd's energy. You know what I mean? If that guy can do that, well, maybe. Terence Crawford has a good chance. But, double-edged sword, right? Kovalevskis. He says if Kovalevskis can knock him down, I can knock him down. So, it's a wash. But Shawn Porter, putting his 2 cents in, I think that he needs to fight both fighters, to see what they can do. And even if what they can do with him is not necessarily what they're going to do with each other either, And I know Shawn Porter, if he's just giving his earnest opinion about this, I think that people are going to run him under the bus because I think he's already in the shit house, honestly, because he said some things to shut down Glovegate, and the LDBC and a lot of those, damn near all of them, are just flocking to the floodgate like it's some kind of new doctrine, like the New Testament or something, because Deontay Wilder, a PBC fighter, lost a fight to a guy that's not a PBC fighter and that he's not black. Yeah. So I think that's the problem. So I think he's already on the list of shit. But anyway, again, it's interesting to hear him say that. So if Shawn Porter thinks that way, Shawn Porter needs to get in there with Bud. He needs to show, hey, I think Terence Crawford will beat you because I've already fought you. Therefore, I need to fight the guy that I think is going to beat you. Because when he beats you, takes the belt, then I fight him. Hopefully I can beat him and takes the belt, one of the belts of all the belts that you gave me, including the belt that Terence Crawford has. So it'll be a win-win situation for Shawn Porter if he sits back and he waits, and he waits, and he sees that Terence Crawford makes that, and he fights someone else. I don't know who. All right? Get another fight with Ugas. That was a close fight. But anyway, that's my counterpunch on that. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.